New president, 229 members of the National Assembly and 509 local government councillors. According to the Malawi Electoral Commission, 7.2 million voters were enrolled after the 3 registration phases, with women constituting 57% of the electorate. And to speak to us further, we are joined on the line by our correspondent in Malawi, Mhango. George, good afternoon and thank you for joining us on Africa Update.
A very good afternoon to you too.
Now, George, just for interest's sake, did you manage to cast your ballot yesterday?
Yes, I did go and I voted. So voting for me, it's a right. It's my democratic right. I voted at that's Chitawira Primary School in the commercial capital, Blantyre. So, yes, I did.
All right, George. And what you're seeing coming out of the election count, the vote counting, I beg your pardon, what's happening there? And, Mutharika, 85 years old and in the lead.
Exactly. And those are indeed unofficial results because the commission will announce who has won. That's by 24 September. But as it stands now, Peter Mutharika of the Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, is leading. And shortly in the next 2 hours or so, the Electoral Commission will be updating the nation as to what it has gathered, more especially with the votes being counted at a constituency level or at a regional level and then to the main tally center so that they match with the physical counting and then the electronic kind of counting. So that's the update that the nation will be told in the next 2 hours. Suffice to say that this morning has been a morning of press conferences by the Observer Mission, one of which is that of the SADC Observer Mission being led by King Swati. A number of issues have been highlighted. Some of the checks and balances for the Electoral Commission have been highlighted already.
And just give us those checks and balances. What did they see or what did they observe in their mission?
One of the issues which they have seen and suggested to the commission is use of the digital voting. They say that it's important for people to vote digitally. And they also say that there is need for the commission to have a post-election review. And they have also said that it's high time Malawi had a law that, talks about independent parliamentary candidates. Because what happens normally is that other parliamentary candidates who are independent, voted into parliament as independents, join political parties. So they are suggesting that there has to be a law to say if you are an independent, you should serve the nation or your constituents as an independent. No one should be joining political parties. So those are some of the major issues that the election observer teams have been highlighting just this morning.
Now, there were reports that security had been beefed up in this particular election. Just give us an update as to why these measures were put in place and were the specific areas that were focused on.
In terms of security has all been there in most of the polling centers. Police, some armed soldiers. It's been a tradition that votes being cast should be protected and to ensure that each and every Malawian is safe. And more especially in the strongholds of, say, Peter Mutharika in the southern region. Police are indeed almost everywhere. That has been the tradition, just like in the central region, the bedroom of President Lazarus Chakwera. So security has been tight, just like at the National Tally Center. You cannot just walk in without an identity card issued by the commission itself. So it's just an issue of making things right to avoid some mistrust against the Electoral Commission when it's announcing results. Possibly by 24 September, results of the presidential candidate who has won will be declared. But it's a tight one because the key issue that is coming out clearly is that there should be or there will be a second round because at the moment 50 50% plus one looks to be a doubt, even for Peter Mutharika, who is leading according to unofficial results.
Now, let's speak about this announcement or the declaration of the results, the presidential results on the 24th of September. Why such a period to wait for these results to be announced officially?
One, it's because the electoral calendar of events says so, and it's also in line with the electoral laws that the Commission has to announce the results, more especially the presidential polls results, by 24 September. And it's also indicated on the calendar of events by the Commission. After that announcement, that's when they're going to announce parliamentary results and then ward councillors results. So by 4 October, each and everything will have been made clear as to who has won.
And what are the citizens saying on the ground? With, if I remember correctly, 64% went out to vote. I think it was over 7 million that were registered, but only about 4 million, or just over 4 million, did go out to vote to cast their ballots. What are those that did not go saying with regards to why they didn't go, and the ones who did manage to cast their ballots? What are they saying? What are they hoping will come out from these elections?
For those people that did not go to cast their vote, there are two things that these people do talk about. One, lack of trust in the governments that maybe have been put in place. They are talking about some challenges that they face and continue haunting them. We are talking about corruption. We are talking about a high inflation. We are talking about fuel crisis, water crisis. So those are the issues that they said, even if they vote, nothing will change. Having learned some lessons from even the current government of President Lazarus Chakwera, which was entrusted through fresh presidential polls in 2020. So there has been that mistrust in the authorities or those people ruling. So it's something that definitely maybe with the second round in the offing, maybe they'll have to make to rescind their decision and possibly go and vote.
But also what's interesting, I think, going back to the previous elections where the partnership or agreements between the late vice president of the country, Chilema, and the president now, Chakwera, the fact that there was an agreement for them to work together in developing the country and improving on issues that the people had been complaining on, especially the economy. There's so much that was brought to the fore, but his passing as the vice president clearly left a huge dent in the leadership of the country.
A very big dent. A number of pacts were signed by 9 political parties led by Malawi Congress Party through Chakwera, one of which was about governance issues. The other, labor creation, job opportunities, but all those kind of things were not fulfilled. And that is why there was like growing or emerging differences within the Tonse Alliance itself. And we saw a number of political parties walking out of the alliance itself. And Chakwera ended up having with his own party. So that is also something that has brought some mistrust, because we're talking about the party of UTM of the late Vice President Saulos Chilima. It had its policies and it also backed out. Now you tend to wonder to say, even if there is a second round, will the party of the late Saulos Chilima, which is UTM, be able to partner Chakwera? Those are the kind of questions that people now are asking. And the preference maybe for Peter Mutharika, it's more about why don't we go back to Peter Mutharika? You know, Peter Mutharika also won in 2014, ousting Joyce Banda, who had, talked more about helping Malawians. But people opted for Peter Mutharika. So this could be another turning point for the current government to think and understand that it did not perform according to the wishes of the people that voted for it in 2020 through an electoral Tonse Alliance agreement.
Well, George, we have run out of time and are going to leave it there for today. Thank you for joining us on Africa Update.
Thank you very much.
That's our correspondent in Malawi, George Mhango, joining us on the line. It is 18 after 12 Central African time.
Our CISA, the